Hello, everyone. My name is Alice Bowl, and I run the membership group at Scrap Happy. I also host the Scrap Happier podcast. So if you haven't heard of that, please go check it out in your favorite podcast app. Or you can actually go to scraphappy.org and check in the menu item. There is a spot that says podcast right there, and you can listen to each episode right there. We are currently hosting an event called Calvinball this month within our Scrap Happy community, and it is a free event that everybody can come and join. We're going to probably talk about that a little bit today as I create my layout today, and hopefully it will be a lot of fun. So we I think we'll dive into a little bit of the rules and stuff as we get going. But for now, I see lots of people in the house here saying good morning or good afternoon. Diane is here, Jackie, Sharon, Florence, Joyce, Sandra. Sandra saying good evening from Sweden. Yay. Well, thank you. I'm so glad you could join us. This is a lot of fun. It's a chance to hang out together. Scrapbook. I'm going to show you what is in my kit that I got from the scrap room. I opened the package enough to kind of like peek in last night, but I didn't actually like peek at all this stuff. So this is exciting because I haven't seen everything yet either. Jenny's here from Ohio. Yay. And I am in Whitecourt, Alberta, Canada, where it is overcast, but nice enough today. It is not too cold. And I will take that because we just came out of a deep freeze. Let's get all my stuff here. My coffee, my sheet, all the good stuff. Okay, so today I am using the March kit from the Scrap Room. It is their Flavors of the Month kit. Marge is saying hi from Red Deer. That's not too far from me. I am using a kit from the Scrap Room, and I love their kits. The Flavors of the Month actually have 4 mini kits in them, and that means I get to try 4 different scrapbook collections, which is wonderful and lovely. And I'm going to show you what's in those kits. And then I'm going to show you what we make. And hopefully you'll scrap along with me. Jackie says her hit kit just arrived. She opened to see what she could add to her layout during the live. Yay. It's so fun to get the new supplies. And I really think that by getting these kits, it's helped contain a little bit of my shopping because I know that I'm going to get to try so many cool collections, but I also get enough of the collection in the kit that if I need some more, I know what to shop for. So that's been really fun. When I get my kit from the scrap room, you actually have the option of opting in or out of getting their coffee packet. The one for March is called Peanut Butter Cup. I haven't tried it yet. I see Lindsay's like, what? I know. It smells really good. And like, I would say that I'm the kind of person that likes peanut butter, but I tend not to like things with peanut butter in them, if that makes sense, like for the most part. There's exceptions. Paula says, hello from Indiana. I'm at Murder Mystery Scrapbook to retreat. Oh my gosh. She said I had to put on headphones so I could listen to you all and still scrapbook. Well, hello to you from at the retreat. That sounds amazing. We definitely aren't having anything like that here at the moment, but I'm so glad to hear that there are people that can get out and be near other people. Gail's in Vancouver. Murder mystery scrapbooking sounds so fun. I know. I'm like, I will confess the idea of doing like Murder She Wrote or some kind of theme like that for our Scrap Happy has come up for me because I'm a little obsessed with Angela Lansbury. And can you see? It's the typewriter. I finally got it up on display so that you can see it's right here in my background. Yeah, that's the same typewriter that she uses in the opening credits of Murder, She Wrote. But then I'm like, okay, so what kind of topics are we gonna have? Let's see. In every episode, somebody dies. This sounds not good. Doesn't sound like fun for scrapbooking. There's always a bad guy that actually did the killing. This is not fun for scrapbooking. So I might have to think on that one before that one comes up a little bit. Okay, let's dive into my kit and I can show you all the fun stuff. And then I'll show you what I'm doing with my pictures that I've pulled. So when I order my kit, it comes all nicely packed in a bubble wrap pack. And then I've got all of the mini kits separated into their own plastic sleeves so that you have everything. And looking pretty. It's looking pretty. Let's see if I can get my other camera to work. Ginny says, I love the typewriter. I love mysteries, and we watch lots of them. Yeah, so if somebody's like, Alice, you're missing out on the whole murder mystery thing, there are ways of scrapbooking. There are lots of inspiration. Maybe hit me up on like Instagram direct comments, or if you're in our Scrap Happy circle community, hit me up in the DMs there, because it's something like I keep going back to the idea, and I'm like, you know, like basing a whole event around murder just might sound bad. like that's not what you're here for. Okay, I'm going to see if it will let me screen share this. And share. Let me just bring this down here just in case. Share. Okay, that looks good, right? Kind of, sort of. Okay. Well, that's good. Okay, so screen share it is, and it is working. Okay, so let's check out this kit. Get this camera where it needs to be. And there are 4 mini collections in here. And you'll also notice that on the side here, I have my embellishment kit. And the embellishment kit is like an extra add-on that you can get just to give you more of the little pieces to play with. So let's have a look. This first kit, let's move these ones to the side here. This first kit is super cute. Look at the little cupcakes. It's called Made with Love, and it's from Doodlebug Design. So there are some embellishments in here. I'm just going to show you because you don't get the whole embellishment pack. You kind of get a little sampling of some of the fun things from that collection. So you can see I've got some of the glittery pieces, like the little sparkles. And then there are some of the die cuts, and yeah, lots of the cute little die cuts, but it's not like a whole collection, right? So you don't have every single piece that's in the die cut collection, but it's usually enough to pull together your layout. And there's actually a layered, and it has like an epoxy thing sticker on here. Look how cute it is. It has yeah, it's a layered sticker, but it has like the little epoxy, and it has like the cute little eyeballs. It's kind of glossy and shiny. So that's sweet. And then the papers, let's bring them. Oh, look how fun and pretty this paper is. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've played with Doodlebug for a while. It's not one that I instinctively gravitate to all the time. I love the colors, but trying to scrapbook it. But for spring or for a birthday, how beautiful are these papers, right? And you can see all of those together. Lovely. And then I've got 2 sheets of cardstock that match with it. And then in my extra embellishment kit, open that up, I actually have the roll of washi tape that goes with this. So this washi tape is super cute. You can see it has the design around it. So it looks like it's scalloped, but it's not actually cut scallop, but it looks like it is. So that's one of the paper collections, which I think is great. I probably have some celebration photos ready that I could use. Then I have this collection here, and this is called Welcome Spring from Echo Park. And we've got the cut apart sheet with this one and all the icons, this pretty yellow and some bumblebees. And then there's 2 sheets of the white pattern paper. So if you wanted to do a double page spread, you always have that cardstock that goes with it. And then this Welcome Spring In my extra embellishment kit that I ordered, I got the whole sheet of cardstock stickers. And so those are super nice. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Ugh, look at that banner. So that looks really fun to play with. I'm loving both of these actually. They both look like they would be easy to scrapbook with. So that is number 2. Oh, this is fun. Okay, this is from Photoplay. And you can see right here in my kit, I've got the whole sticker collection in my main flavors of the month kit. So that's really fun. So I've got all the icons and everything to play with. So instead of having like the little die cuts or the roll of the little die cuts or some of the other pieces, this one has the whole sticker sheet. And it is definitely a lucky kind of St. Patrick's Day kind of layout. Okay, like look at these gnomes. They're adorable. It's kind of funny. I have pictures actually pulled of my cousin who is from Wales, not from Ireland. And I'm like, oh, so close, but not quite. So these papers look great. Plus I've got the whole stickers, and I'm guessing that these are the piece that goes with that are these little letters. So that'll be a nice addition to that collection. And then one final collection here, and that one is Pretty Little Studio, and this is the Rose Garden. So in this, in addition to the papers, you can see I've got some die cut pieces. There are some little flags that are cut aparts. These are cut apart. I was just checking to see if they were stickers or cut aparts. So yeah, I've got lots of little word pieces, and then I've got some little label cut aparts as well. So that's what's included in this kit, in addition to the papers. And this is like a really soft pastel, so this gives us a different feeling from the other ones. This would be great for baby pages or something else. Oh, look at the soft color. Like this looks a little white on camera, but you can kind of see it's almost like a soft blue gray. I'm sure that my kit actually tells me what the paper is. So 2 sheets of rain cardstock. So it's got like the textures, and but it's rain. So that is the color. So that's what's in the kit. And then my little addition, my add-on are these flowers, these rose stickers. So very cute. Very nice. So now I have to choose some photos that I'm actually going to use. Oh, did I show these? I don't think I did. Okay, I must have missed that when I did this one. So I forgot to show my add-on for this kit, and it's actually the package of little die cut pieces, and there's some enamel dots in there as well. So fun collections. Fun collections. Now it's going to be like the hard part is trying to figure out which one I want to get started with today. That like the worst kind of problems to have. It's like, oh, I've got too many lovely things to use. But I'm going to show you what I've been doing. I have been tackling a monstrous pile of photos that I had printed in 2010. And we had my cousins from Wales come and visit. 2 15-year-old girls, each came for 4 weeks, where we had them both at our place for 1 week. So it was rather fun. And so what I've been doing is, as I've been tackling the photos, I've been grouping them into different themes that I can scrapbook from their trip here. And I've been popping a bunch of the themes that don't have a million photos, because some of them I have a million photos, like water skiing and tubing, way too many photos to actually use them all. But I'm going through Stacey Julian's Photo Freedom course. And one way that I wanted to tackle these photos is I'm popping them into just into these plastic sleeves, and then just kind of putting the sticky note to help me figure out what I actually have for photos from their trip, so that I don't miss out on some of the fun memories that we had while they were here. you can see I've got like a good stack of photos in this one, and that's about the most that I'm trying to put into any of the plastic sleeves while they're in here. So I've got pool stuff, I've got old photo booth, river stuff, lots and lots of river and water things. We did so many outdoor things, some berry picking and going to the park and the wheat field. So I've got a lot of options in here. There is also a, so I found the pancake one. They've got Battleship. I think I don't have all of those pictures together there. This could be fun. Oh, that would be really fun, actually. By the fire. So I was going to take one of these collections and showcase that. So I've got some good photos from there. And then these are all kind of related to that same time, but upon a different theme. Different theme. Perfect. So by sorting out all of these pictures like this, it gave me the chance to kind of see everything that I had from this one part of the trip. So there. So I think we're going to tackle that and maybe the Taste of Edmonton pictures. So these are all related. This is her arriving at the airport. And then we have when she's here, and then the Taste of Edmonton, which I think would go really well with these fun photos. Like, while I said kind of they were potentially birthday, they definitely don't have to be birthday, but I like the color match on that. And then I think that we had just such a good time together. So I've got the pictures together at my brother's office. There's everybody. See, and the duplicates are in here too. So as I go through, I'm actually putting all the duplicates in a pile, and I'm going to throw them in the mail to her. She did make an album, which is why we printed all of these photos. But I think that seeing some of the leftover ones, she obviously didn't take them all back with her. So it will be like a happy memory to go and see all of those. Okay, so that looks like all of the ones related to that part of the event. So we'll put the rest back into that folder and they'll be ready for the next page. I'm not kind of constricted by how many pages I'm going to be making as part of this project, but I think that making a bunch of them about this time in our life, that might seem a little strange to some people. You're like, wow, it's 7 weeks. You've printed an awful lot of photos. Way too many. So big confession, way too many. But what I'm going to do is keep tackling them as I go through. And when I, now that I have kind of a plan for it, like we talk about that time that they were here, it become one of those epic family stories, right? And I think we all have one of those epic family stories. And for us, the time that those girls were here with us became one of those epic family story times. And so I think that by scrapbooking a bunch of these photos while they were here, it's going to help me just kind of enjoy that time a little bit more and have like the supporting documents, you know, my scrapbooking stuff becomes the supporting documents. Okay, so now I want to know, have you ever printed way too many photos for something and then been like, uh-oh, now what? Now what? Please tell me it's not just me. So I've got lots of comments that say, oh, I love the kit. Yeah, we had, how beautiful is this going to be, right? How beautiful. Oh, I love this striped paper. You know, I think this would actually do a really nice 2-page layout. So while I almost never scrapbook 2-page layouts, I think it do that right now. I think I'm going to do that right now. So that's what I'm going to get myself started on. So you definitely aren't alone. Deborah says there's no such thing as too many photos except Disney. Yeah, like that's another place, like photo overload, right? You're just like trying to capture everything. Except, okay, at the one time I was so worried about overloading all the photos at Disney, and I was so telling myself I'm just gonna enjoy the moment. I almost came home with not enough photos from Disney. Like it was kind of a little heartbreaking. It was the first time we took our kids. They were really little, like 2 and 3 or 3 and 4. No, 2 and 3, almost 4. That's what it was. 2 and 3, almost 4. And oh my gosh, like I could have used like at least 3 times as many photos as I took. Like I was like way too restrained. Vicky says I printed out 200 at once for our time in Canada. Yeah. See, it sounds like that would be like a natural kind of thing that you do. Paula said I printed 54 pictures of my grandson's 2nd birthday. I understand that kind of situation. That seems like something that would happen here. And then you're like, well, I'm not scrapbooking 54 photos. Like this is a lot. Now what, right? Like then you're sitting there thinking, now what? But I did see that there are some people doing lots of sketch pages lately, and I've been thinking that those look great. With my ScrapRoom, there's always a sketch, and then there's also different ideas that you can get from their website, especially from their designers. Some of them do focus more on 2-page layouts and stuff, so that's always cool if you're looking for like more of how can I bring all of this together, right? Okay, so I've got this. Oh, I love that paper. We're gonna have to put some stripes on this somewhere. And oh, such beautiful florals. Oh, I'm overwhelmed with her prettiness right now. Casey says I print out way too many photos for everything. So I started doing pocket pages for photos that I like a bit, and they don't need a full 12 by 12 page. That is such a smart way of dealing with the overwhelm in a really practical way, right? A really practical way of making that happen. Okay. So I think we're gonna put a strip of this here. Let's see, what do I get? Let's bring up these Calvinball points. I have them in front of me here. And we'll talk a little bit about Calvinball. And while I may not have all of the things that would like score up this page for Calvinball, there are a few things that I can do to help me get a few extra points involving this. So I've got the points here. So Calvinball, like I mentioned up front, is this free online challenge. And it is really all about exploring your scrappy stash, creating things, and having fun in whatever way that makes sense to you. One of the things on the list right now is tearing paper. So I'm going to start with that right over here. And that's going to be beautiful. Let's put that a little bit more up. Is this like flat enough? There. Oh, that's totally not going to bend like that. Better? Okay, let's make it a little bit better. Okay, so some tearing of paper. I love this design. Ooh, nice layer underneath there. Yes. So pretty. Oh, and the yellow. Oh my gosh. This is like, it feels like it's all my favorite colors all together. That's probably why I picked this collection to start with. So yeah, so tearing paper is giving me a bonus point for my layout. The way Calvinball works is that you get a point for creating different things And one of the things that I'm going to start with is I'm going to work on one page at a time, I think. So I'm just going to set this aside. Ooh, I've already got a nice little tear there, so it's going to get layered. Get that. Lovely. Okay. Let's bring that in here. So yeah, tearing, that will give me a point for using tearing on my page. That's awesome. The page itself will get a point. 2 pages actually are worth 2 points, and everything you do to each page kind of counts. So we kind of look at the rules like a checklist. Like, did you include a star? That check, that's a point. Did you include green? Check, that's a point. Did you use a cut file? Not yet. I probably won't on this one. Enamel dots. I think I had some in my little kit that went with this. If not, I will definitely pull an enamel dot. That's an easy score. Oh, there's bling on here, but not enamel dots. So I'll pull one because that's an easy score for me. Put away 4 layouts is on the list. That's our housekeeping item that has made it there so far. And I love having those on the list, especially when you're like me and you have huge stacks of layouts to put away. So 3 of a kind. So if I use 3 things that are the same-ish or similar on the page, that can be worth a point right now. And let's have a look at this. So for example, in this kit, I've got these little sparkles. If I used 3 of those, I've got 3 of a kind on the page. That's pretty much an easy one to get, right? If I use maybe 3 of my little flag banners, the little flags there, the little words, that could be worth the point. So it isn't too hard to gather up. Ooh, this says hello sugar. That's going to be a great word for on this layout. Something you colored, die cuts. I will have those. Washi tape. We won't forget to use that, right? Because I actually can make sure I use it. Some handwriting. I almost always do my own handwriting. Tearing paper, hearts. I did see that there is a little, maybe there wasn't a die cut heart. There's a die cut flower. So I might have to like punch out a little heart of something to stick on here. And it's just a good way to pile up the points by just kind of going through the list and just seeing if you have those things. Labels, using pink, that'll be a point. Dating your page, I'm terrible for doing that, so that's gonna happen. Using a ribbon, sequins, wood veneer, tags, typewriter font, stamping, black and white photo, flower, banner, and at least 3 pattern papers. So these are all things that are on our permanent list for Calvinball points. So, you know, when I use that little flower, that's going to help give me a point. And using some of the other little pieces. And really, like, I look at it like, do I go out of my way to use some of them? A little bit. But what is that doing? It's helping me explore how I scrapbook and what I can use from my scrappy stash. And that's a good thing because I get a little complacent, right? We start to do the same things over and over again. And I think it's way more fun when we create a little bit of interest in our pages by mixing it up a bit. So I've got these 3 photos that may belong together. I think I can definitely make the case for these 2. And I liked having that one at the top, so maybe I'll move that one back because I liked the hello sugar. So I'm gonna kind of plan for that. I might need a little bit more paper layers because I've got these lovely papers, but if I don't end up using them, that's okay too. This, like I said, was gonna make it on here. They're having like little frozen freeze-dried ice cream, if that was a thing. I think that was a thing. Made just for you. You bake me so. I don't understand that. That's the kind of thing. Okay, so sometimes we get these things where it's just like, they did weird stuff with that. That's not my thing. But I could choose to look at this and I can take the word you, and that would work for me. And maybe it's a case of not using that at all and just having a piece of that sticking behind, right? So that could become a little layering element. So sometimes we look at these things and I'm like, you bake me so. Not a phrase I would ever put on a page. Even if we were actually baking this stuff, I would not put that on a page. But just sliding it on here kind of creates this little extra layer, and whether it'll go exactly right there or not. So I think that sometimes just look at those and think about the options that you actually have. It doesn't necessarily have to be that you're going to use those words. Thank you so much. Doesn't really fit with what I've got going on this page. You're one smart cookie. I don't know. We'll see about that. Sometimes, and the word bake obviously isn't going to work for this. But you're the sweetest could probably go. I do have my other page to make, so I'm just kind of like randomly checking out where things might sit right now. Oh, I did have a heart in there. See, I thought I had a heart and a flower. Okay, so now I'm going to start looking at my second page that's going to sit with this one. And I think I need a little bit more pattern paper because what is the rule? 3 or more pattern papers. So to get a point. So we definitely have to get one of those in there. So temporary bonus points are the next step to kind of think about with Calvinball. And we tend to put things that are a little bit crazier, a little bit more extreme on the list onto the temporary bonus list. And so that can be things. So March 1st, we actually added a ball. So any pages and projects that you were making that had a ball on them counted for a point. Well, that has since been removed, so balls don't count. You can put them on your page all you like, but they don't count for points anymore. We removed that March 5th. So on the list, I make sure that it shows like when it was removed, just kind of for tracking purposes. Number 2, finish an unfinished project. I don't know that this counts because I hadn't actually started the project, but let's see, I'm using pictures from 2010. Does that count? I think that's a stretch, so I'm not going to count that. Airplane. I don't have a little graphic. I probably won't fit that on here. A gnome. Well, I know I saw the gnome in the other kits, but I probably won't end up pulling that in here. Something holographic. That actually could be a really fun thing, and then maybe I'll pull something to put on here because I think the holographic colors would go really nice with the colors of this page. A kangaroo. Yeah, it just won't happen on this page. A digital template or sketch. So far, I'm thinking off the top of my head, so that's not something I'm using yet. Nouveau drops. However, I could bring those in right at the end. Butterflies, eyelets, a dice or a single die, Viewmaster, fussy cutting, not if I can help it, metal masks, cream and white together, stitching frame, a selfie, finish a package or product. So if I used up all of my stuff and been like, okay, finish that kit, that would be a really good way to finish that. And cake. So where did that cupcake paper go? If I get those cupcakes on there, they're a cake. So that would count. And a rainbow. So I think that there's a lot of fun ways that I can stack up some points, even just using the stuff that's already in this kit that still feels like it's within the way I scrapbook already, right? I don't want to change the way I scrapbook to make it fit. I kind of just want it to fit. So that's kind of my approach for Calvinball. Okay, so over here, am I going to do a repeat of that? Somebody want to give me a shout out in the comments and be like, yeah, repeat your teared strip on the side, or no, don't do that. Do something else. Repeat it, says Diane. See, okay, see, I'll take your advice. That I'm good with that. Here we go. I always am trying to think of, okay, am I gonna get the white torn edge? So I'm always like this or this or this. Okay, I need it to be like this. Great. Okay, so we're repeating that, which means I can cut this little piece off and tuck that underneath. Still have a little bit of this paper left. And so that's going to sit over here. And on this side, I thought I would put these other pictures, but I would really like to have somewhere to journal. So I've got just the two girls here. I've got the girls with my boys here, and then I've got the two girls here. So I feel that this is a little redundant and I don't really need both. This is definitely the better picture of them, right? Like if I'm looking, this is definitely the better picture with Emily giving Daisy a big hug. So I feel good with leaving that one out. I did have a picture of them looking at some random shopping thing, but it really, like these weird masks, but it doesn't make sense for this page. I don't know that I would end up scrapbooking that, but I like these two pictures. And then if I plan to leave some area for journaling, this will feel pretty balanced. But I think because I had this up here, I don't want this to look exactly mirror image. It's going to look mostly. I'm going to actually put this other photo down here, and I'm going to plan for my journaling to sit here. And looking at these papers, I might actually cut out a piece and have that in here for the journaling. I think this blue will be like the less shock, like a little less shocking. I love the yellow. That would be super easy to journal on, but I think the blue kind of tealy color will be a little less shocking to have popping off of this page. And then I can always use a little bit of the yellow for some more accents or something. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut a strip off of there. So you guys are seeing my process at work. If somebody's looking at this and say, oh my gosh, she scrapbooks so different than I do. Well, I think that's part of the fun of scrapbooking, is that we all kind of have our own approach to doing things. Oh, and here's some more of those little cupcakes. I might need some more of those handy. So I might end up fussy cutting something. I know. All the torture, but I might. Okay, so this is kind of the general look that I have going on here. There's nothing that new, exciting, special. We do have to get some washi tape built into some of my layers here, and this page will be good. I'll bring a little bit over here. I think these little labels will be a good opportunity to bring those in. Maybe I keep trying to put this in here, and they're just not going to work. But I keep trying. Okay, so that means I'm going to actually pull this label rather than have it underneath there. I'm going to bring it over here, and then I'll end up covering it with something over here. And these little finishing embellishments I'll just put back up there. So, but this, you're the sweetest here, I think that's gonna be here. And so this looks too long, so all I'll do is I'll cut it and I'll layer it underneath here, but I think that's going to be extra cute across there. So now this is looking better. I do need a little cluster of things here. I want to bring some more of these little cupcakes onto the whole page because I think those are cute. I do have the one special cupcake. And then I have to get this washi tape on here. Okay, so I think I need to kind of create a little something for this. So I think the washi tape is going to be sitting here, creating layers here. Now I wish I had used the yellow almost. So I'm going to add this color in here. We'll see. Okay, so yeah, Calvinball points. Finishing up a package or product. That was one of the rules that was suggested. And I was like, ooh, that's a good one. Because like it's always so rewarding to get to the end of your scrappy stash of something, right? When you finish up a product, it's like, yes. And I thought that was just a really good one. Do I want to cover the bottom of that photo? Yeah, I might do that, but I'll have to stick it down first. Okay, I think it's time for adhesive. We've reached a point where I can actually add adhesive to the page. Jane says, I love scrapbooking by committee. I know. It's like everybody else can just see it. They're like, why isn't she doing this? Go ahead and yell it out to me. Definitely add that point for the airplanes as part of an unfinished product. Oh, someone else has got one here. Lindsay says, I'm working on an unfinished product, a layout. The part I had already done had airplane paper. Can I count the airplanes, or should I only count any stuff I add when finishing? Oh no, you count it. It totally counts. You're making the project, you're finishing that project. It counts, totally count. You count the unfinished product, you count the airplanes, you count your green, you count your whatever you're adding to it. It's all good. The point is for us to actually finish things, right? Like that's the goal, to actually finish things. And so of course you would want to like stack up and count all the things that you can. So adhesive, right? I was going to stick some stuff down. If we're at the point where I'm actually ready to stick things down, oh, that's amazing. Maybe I'll get to use more than one packet of stuff today. That would be fun. That would be fun. Okay, I think I'm gonna stick this stuff down too. Okay. I'm not one of those people that feels comfortable putting the adhesive on stuff while it's over top of my pages. I saw one of the instructors do that during the Scrap Smarter experience. And I was like, ooh, she's brave. It was like a liquid glue or something too. And I'm like, oh, she's brave. Like I am not tidy enough for that. Inevitably, if I'm putting my adhesive over top of my layout, I'm going to end up missing something and being like, oh, whoops. You know, that little panic where you're like, whoops. So, okay. So we'll put that one down, and then I'm going to just kind of sneak this one under before I complete that. Oh gosh, it's so cute. This paper is adorable. It's like just really cute. I don't always get to play with pink. I have 2 boys, right? And so I do lots of pink on my pages, but I don't always get to do like really pink, kind of girly-ish things. But, I had 2 15-year-old girls come and stay with us. If I can't use pink then, when am I going to use it? So it doesn't bother me a bit that the boys are on this page, right? Typewriter font. If I typed on this, that would kind of be like ultimate cool, right? That would be ultimate cool. So what I think I'll do is I'm not going to attach this one, and I'm just going to attach the photo on the other side for now. I'm going to put that at a bit of an angle. And this will fit in on the other side. Now I'm going to do my little project to kind of shorten up this banner a little bit. And I'll have it sticking out of both sides here. If I can make it straight, that would be good too. It'll look just so much better if I can make it straight. Okay, so you're the sweetest, and that's gonna go here, kind of at the meeting between the photo and the journaling. So I'll have to make sure that I leave space for that when I do the journaling, but I just take a pencil and I kind of draw around any embellishments that are overlapping something so that I don't have a problem when it comes to making sure that my journaling isn't covering something like that. Is that straight? Okay, make sure it's straight before I stick it. Okay, so I'll be able to pull this out. I've left mostly not sticky stuff there. And I did want to add some washi tape, so we'll come back to that one in a sec. But I'm going to put this one here together. So the event that we actually went to here with the girls was called A Taste of Edmonton. And it's something that they do pretty much every year in the summer. And they have all of these different vendor booths set up. A lot of different restaurants from around the city make different special treats that they include in the event. And so you can get some really strange, unusual food items, and some of them that are just like their signature dishes. But it's a good chance to go around and try different things that you probably didn't know are available to you in the city. And I just thought it was such a fun thing. I had never been to it before. So we actually met up with my brother and went with him after we visited his workplace. So some of the pictures that I put back into that folder were like at his office building and some of the other things with him. But I didn't have a picture of him from downtown actually at the Taste of Edmonton because, you know, I only took so many. I took enough, but, you know. There we go. Okay, so that looks good. Got these little things. It's going to go back up here. Okay, so I think I'd like to know what everybody else is actually working on today. Are you doing the Calvinball stuff? Have you never heard of it before? And you're like, hey, Alice, you were telling me about this thing. You said it was free, but you didn't tell me where to get in on it. So sorry. You can go to scraphappy.org/Calvinball, and there's a registration form there. It's totally free. You don't have to fill in any credit card information or anything like that. And you will get added to, you'll have like a Scrap Happy account made up, but you'll also get added to our circle community. And we have 2 spaces within the circle community that you need to know about. There's like an area for Calvinball challenges. There's a gallery, and the pinned post on the gallery is where the rules are. And there's a chat where you can talk about all the stuff. And the pinned post on the chat is where you count your points and score the leaderboard. Yeah, it looks fun. Yeah, it's so fun. And more rules keep getting added at some point today. We will probably find something fun that needs to be added today. I'm not above, you know, some self-serving ones. So if we think of something that needs to be added, well, well. Has a little hole in it. Ooh, this would be a really good place to stick some ribbon, right? I've got like a little spot that's designed for it. If I threw an eyelet and ribbon, that would be like 2 more points right there. Bang. Just for that. And I've got this Hello Sugar. I want to pop that up on the page. Let's, oh, right there. Let's definitely do that. So Samara says, my first Calvinball, and I'm having a lot of fun working on our trip to South Dakota from 2016. Perfect. So you're going back in your vault there for photos too. Nicole says she's punching out some hearts and stars from scrap pattern paper that have green or pink on them, because both green and pink have made it to our permanent list. So those are both really good options right now. And we will have, you have the chance to claim all the points. And it's super easy, like, to claim those points and be like, okay, is it hard for me to use a star on a page or a heart on a page? Like, usually not. That's usually not too hard to do, right? So it doesn't feel like it's out of your scrappy style or something. Okay, so I've got my 3 pattern papers. I've got my, oh, that's funny. I've got like the up and down stripes right here next to the sideways stripes. So I have to watch, make sure I kind of put those on straight. Otherwise it'll look funny. Unless I made it like so crooked that it looks like it's crooked on purpose, right? There's like straight and there's crooked, and then there's the I just can't line things up, right? So Joy says she's making page toppers from border strips and ephemera. Cool. See, this is off. Jacqueline says I'm coloring more gnomes before they come off the list. Okay, so you're for sure guaranteed today. You have them for sure today. How about we'll keep them at least for this whole weekend. I won't take gnomes away until at least this weekend is over. So, you know. Barbara says I'm cleaning up from load. my cap's off to those that completed load and went right into Calvinball. You know, this cleaning up stuff, you know, it's you know, if you dive right into Calvinball, it's just an exploration of all of the interesting things that are left over from load in your space, right? So I'm surprised that somebody's not like, hey, Alice, we just finished load. I've got all this wood grain paper that I haven't finished using yet. How come we don't have wood grain paper on the list? It hasn't been said, so. Or perhaps you've used up your whole stash. Or if you're bad like me, you've bought 2 more packs. So I forgot that I had ordered this Simple Stories pack of wood grain paper, and then I saw the Close to My Heart pack of wood grain paper, which I also bought. So now I am rolling in the wood grain paper, let me tell you. But there's so many ways to use it, and it's just, I think I like using it like a neutral way more than like craft paper. Like I was so not, okay, I'd love to know craft paper, yay or nay. Were you a craft paper person? Oh, we should do this as a poll. I can do that, right? I might have to stop my share for a second. Okay, let's do this poll. I'm gonna add a question. Did you love the craft paper? Craft paper. Love it or leave it. Okay, so now we are going to launch this poll. So be prepared. You can now vote. Were you a fan of craft paper? Did you love it or did you leave it? Like, and leave it means like, okay, I might have used it, but I didn't love it at the time, like, or it just wasn't my favorite thing. So craft paper, love it or leave it? I'm curious because I don't think I've asked this before. And it's one of those things that I have I have strong feelings about, almost like the cream and white thing. But the cream and white is so much worse. So I'll give you another few seconds to get your answer in. This is fun. I don't think we've done polls during these live events before, so look at me trying new things. Figuring stuff out, right? Okay, I really want this down here. Oh, I didn't stick my pictures down. Maybe I won't stick that quite yet. Okay, we reached a minute. Okay, you've had your time. I'm going to end the poll and then I'm going to share the results. So, pretty split, I have to say. So, we've got 25 people that said that they love the craft paper, 56%. And then we had 20% that were like, or 20 people, 44% that responded, leave it. So, so it was fairly closer than I would have thought, actually. I thought more people were going to love the craft paper. I thought I was like a little bit on the outskirts there with my hating craft paper. Well, not hating, that would be extreme. Did I use it? Yes. Did I like it? Not really. Okay, so there we've got a poll in here today. So I'm learning how to use all my technology. Imagine that. Alex says, I used to live the craft paper life. She's a boy mom. And Shirley says, a poll on collections with white versus cream background. We did that the other day during the Calvinball crop. Sharon didn't see the poll. It didn't pop up for you. Well, tell us in the comments. I'll add that to like my mental collection. Tell us in the comments. I'm good. Yeah, they should pop up. It's funny because I don't know that I've ever been on the other side of the poll where I've been on somebody else's thing and they've polled me, because I'm usually on the hosting side. So I don't know that I know exactly what that looks like either. Oh, I think I know what I'm going to do with that beautiful washi tape. Okay. And Maggie says that she used to use craft paper in her travel albums as base background and she loves it. See, like that's why they make different kinds of scrapbook stuff, right? Some people are like living the graphic 45 look and other people are scrapbooking with Doodlebug. Like that's like the biggest comparison in different styles that I could think of. If you can think of another good like comparison of this versus that is like bigger than Doodlebug and Graphic 45. Trina says, and I use both, right? It's like all of the fun things can live here. Jackie says, Alice, I'm ready to share. Do I get credit for sharing? Well, this is technically not a Calvinball crop. This is our Scrapbook live event, but it's not technically on our calendar for Calvinball, so I feel bad in like giving out points at a non-Calvinball thing, but I would love to have you share. So if you're still willing to share without points, please know these are recorded and shared publicly on YouTube, so that is why I don't necessarily put people up until you know this. So if you're like, which tone won, white or cream? People were okay with white and cream together on a page. I was surprised. Way more people than I would have thought. Tim Holtz versus Doodlebug. Yeah, right? Tim Holtz versus Doodlebug. Tim Holtz versus Spring Fresh Studio, right? Like the super clean lines versus all the grunge. Like, trying to think of like these good comparisons. Let's see here. Jackie, did you still want to share? Here, I'll ask you to unmute. I think I found you. I don't know if it's working. I'm asking you to unmute. I don't know if you'd wanted to or not.
Okay, I did.
Okay, let's add a spotlight for you.
Okay, I had to cover my photo because I do have little kids in my photo. Okay, so here we go.
Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. All
right, I started this page a while back and did it as a base page.
Mm-hmm.
And so today I added to it. So I have green, I have stars, I have 3 of several things. I have stitching. I'm finishing a page. I have enamel dots and die cuts and washi. I have torn paper because I tore some, what do you call it? Tissue paper and some vellum under my photo. I have hearts, I have pink, I have the date, I have banners, I have 3 pattern papers. I did squeeze in a little pattern paper here from my hip kit today, and my background is pattern paper and my chevrons.
And everybody is loving on those bows, by the way. Like you're getting some major love on the bows.
I had those forever, and I'm finally using them. And I did fussy cut my stars.
Fussy
so that's
it. Perfect. I love it. So I think that is a perfect way for anyone to see, like if you're playing Calvinball, like your pages can be lovely and beautiful and still get lots of points, right? You got a ton of points for that. And Cheryl said she can share the page. I have to have changed like the setting, I think, for that, Cheryl. Please go ahead, Cheryl. You're up. Okay. Yeah.
Is it showing?
It's showing. Okay. I'm playing with my screen a little bit, I think, so that might be a problem.
So cute.
What happens is if it shares in my wrong screen, it goes full screen and then it looks like crazy. There we go.
Yeah, so we fostered this little pup when my sister-in-law was sick, and she unfortunately passed away. So now we decided to keep her because she's so fun and adorable. Her name is Piper, and this is the first layout I've ever made of her. We got her in October. So she is quite fun. She lets you know when she needs to go outside. She does a little twirl and a bark, and when she comes back in, she twirls repeatedly for treats. It's quite funny. But I have a lot of Calvinball points for this one, so I won't go through the whole list.
You've gathered up some points.
Yeah.
Well, I know that you know how to score it quite well.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for letting me share.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I love seeing this. And that puppy is so cute. So cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go back here and spotlight there. And I really have to change these around. Otherwise, it's hard for me to maneuver. And she twirls. Yeah, yeah. I love all the papers and how it's layered, and yeah, super cute puppy. We did have a little Yorkie pup for a few years, and oh my gosh, she was just so cute, but she was so much trouble. I hope that little pooch isn't the same kind of trouble. She yeah. Memories.
What kind of trouble did she get in?
She just really wasn't keen on like pooping in places that you're supposed to when you're a dog.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were worried about that because my sister-in-law wasn't great taking her out, but someone had owned her before my sister-in-law got her, and she had been trained. So once she came to our house, we had a couple of accidents, but she, even when it's raining, she doesn't like to be inside to take care of business. So that's nice. And she doesn't chew on anything. She does bark. We're trying to break her of the barking at every noise she hears. So, it's going okay so far.
Well, good luck with that, because that can be a challenge with little dogs, especially. Yeah, no, I love seeing your pages are gorgeous. If you ever feel like you want to do like a little scrap school and kind of show us your process or something as part of our Scrap Happy, just saying that would
anytime. You just let me know. Anytime. Also, I give out a free template every month. So if you want to share that with the members as well.
Well, now that you've
nice.
teased people, they want to know now where they're going to find that. So.
I wasn't sure how many Digi people were here. Hold on, let me grab it real quick so they can.
I'm adding my washi tape to my page, and I was holding it one way when I put it on one side, and then I started putting it on the other side upside down, and it matters. I'm like, oh boy.
All right, there it is.
Cheryl posted in the comments. It's at Fiddle DD Designs, and it's her monthly blog freebie. So check that out. Alice, do you want to share your scene? Yes, I can go back to doing that again. Let me go back to that. And yes, I've gone back to the scrapping. And ta-da! Oh, I love it when it works. It's such a relief. It's like, yay. Okay. So Heather heard washi tape. Yes, I'm adding my washi tape just as a little strip to the bottom. And I think that will be cute. Let's see, can I make this pattern repeat? If I put it right over top and line it up, that should be repeating, right? And I'm just going to put that little strip across the whole bottom. This feels old school. I haven't done a 2-page layout for a long time. This is pretty much how I did my old 2-page layouts, but yeah, it's going to be like it's like old pictures. So maybe it's like making me feel old school. Maybe that's the thing. Okay, so now I've got that stuck down. I can stick this down. I'm feeling like this has come together really good. And I'll have to add a couple of extra little point builders like onto the page, but you know, I have some definite layer options here. Okay, line up the lines, make them straightish. Okay, it's really far away today. Oh, yes, I've got this down here. Okay, this needs to have its ribbon attached to it, but I'll throw a little bit of pop foam on it right now. I'm gonna do an eyelet on it. There's a good question. I was thinking of doing an eyelet on it. I definitely have eyelets in my stash. What do you guys think? Should I throw an eyelet on it? It would make sense, right? It is the time. And then anybody who has never experienced the pain of eyelets will get to experience that. I mean, the fun of eyelets. Here, I'm going to grab the eyelet really quick.
That just made me laugh out loud.
Like going to a crop and having everybody smashing eyelets. Ooh. Okay, so I've got my eyelet tools and my pink hammer. So we are going to do an eyelet together. This will be the first time I've done this on one of our Scrapbook lives too. Because yeah, I'm not usually torturing people. So I don't actually have a ton of different colors of eyelets in here. I've got frogs, teddy bears, leaves, flowers, a few little plain color ones. I actually have more in a different thing, but this was sitting right there. So it just seemed like it was ready to go.
Do the flower eyelet, because then you'll get eyelet and flower points.
Well, I do have a different flower to stick on here, but
oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, the flower one is bigger, and I don't think the hole will be big enough. So to save myself from having to punch a bigger hole, to save myself from that, because I don't want to have to punch a bigger hole. Yeah, because they're bigger. I've got butterflies. Oh, I do have butterflies. I think they're bigger too. And look at those. Look at how cute. But then I would have to punch another hole. But I'm not lazy, right? I could punch a hole to have a couple little butterflies on my page. Oh my gosh, this takes me back. This is like a little gathering of all of the doodads from back in the day. All of the doodads. Anybody else feeling like they've got a bunch of those things in their collection?
I have a binder full of them, Alice.
And a binder. Oh,
A binder, yeah.
And a binder.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if this thing will work. We'll see, I guess. Okay. Do you have my hammer handy? Oh, and I pulled out the thing. I said it. Oh, here it is. I'm older than I was before when I used to do eyelets. It's making a difference, guys. Okay. And technically you put this in the tool, but I don't know if this is one of the easy smash eyelets or not. Oh, that's the very end. That's for the big ones. So there we go. Now imagine 20 people doing this in a crop room or more. And then some people were doing the pages that have like 500 eyelets on them or whatever. All the good times. But there we go. Now I have my little sweet little eyelet in there, so I can add a little touch of ribbon to the page. Yep. I didn't go and find any of that. I will add it to there, but I can leave that. But these little butterflies, should they make it to my page? Oh, I think they should. Just down there at the bottom, where it's simple and easy, right? Maybe that guy's too teal. I don't know. I think he'll be fine. I think I need a cluster with something else down there. So let's do it. I'll punch a hole. So this was a different punch, and this one was like one of the punches so that we didn't have to use our hammers all the time. And it just worked like that. And sometimes it would punch the holes great. The holes weren't bad. What the problem came was when we had to split the eyelets. They didn't always like to split with this because some of them were really, really strong. But then at least we didn't need a hammer. So now you've learned all the things about eyelets in one day. And I have a butterfly on my page, so look at me go. And I'll get my cupcake on my page. Ooh, you know what we didn't add to the list yet? How have we not added doilies? A doily would be adorable on this page. So I'm going to preemptively add a doily. Okay, and I'll put another little piece of one. Oh, I don't know if I like the look of it there. Yeah, that's better. Then I kind of bring some of the circular shape. I've got like a circle and a circle, and then I'll have kind of like the hint of a circle. And I think that's a little better. Okay. So I use my crocodile for eyelets. Nice and quiet, says Lori. Yes, I know it was funny how quickly people were on wanting me to have eyelets on the list for Calvinball. So I thought that that was really interesting. Okay, so now with this here, I'll be able to add a couple more little embellishment things right here, and they're gonna feel a little more natural because they have a little home to sit on. Will I fussy cut another cupcake to go with them? Possibly. Okay, but this is feeling like it's close to that finishing stage where I just need to fiddle with it a little bit. I'll definitely be adding my heart and my flower pieces. Potentially I'll fussy cut a thing. I'll add my little sparkles to the page. I'll get my point for threes. So I think this is going to be good. And 2 pages, not just 1. But that means that right now, what we need to do, okay, so there's that. That means that right now we have the chance to do our draw. That's the Silent Setter by Provocraft, very similar to what Alice was using. Yeah, this one was from Making Memories, I'm pretty sure, because the little thing that came with it. So it was a Making Memories setter, and yeah, it got quite a bit of use, but a long time I only had the hammer and the punches, so we did that for a lot longer before that. Okay, so let's talk about I have way too much ribbon for a boy, Mom, says Alex. Oh my gosh. I can relate. I can relate. Okay. Oh my gosh, we did not come up with a better way to do this, did we? Can I? No, I cannot. Okay, so counting it is. I'm gonna have to come up with a better plan for this, but counting it is right now. I'm pulling up a random number generator on my phone because we are going to do a draw today, and it is for a free kit from the ScrapRoom. So if you liked the products that I'm using and the other kits, you will get all of the kits. It does not include the extra embellishment add-on pack, but all of the kits, and it will come for you from the ScrapRoom. So I love the kits. I pay for them myself, so I have no problem telling you how much I love them, and I don't feel biased. They're really affordable, and I really think that for me, having that chance to play with the different flavors and seeing what's in the kits each month, it's quite a delight. And as you can see, they're easy to work with. They give you the right supplies so that you can make your pages. So I'm quite a fan of that. I'm going to hit the generate button, and it came up with 11. So person at number 11, lucky number 11 today, not including me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Daniela, you are our winner today. Daniela, can you please send me an email to support@scraphappy.org. So I sent that to Daniela. Send me an email there and let me know that you are the Scrapbook Live winner. So congratulations. I'm hoping that she sees this message. So congratulations to Daniela, and you will receive a ScrapRoom kit. I'm so excited. This is, I love being able to give them away. And I think that the kits, like, to me, they're beautiful. They're wonderful to work with. The company has been wonderful to deal with. So if you're looking for something new to try, yeah, so we'll get to that in a second. So if you're looking for a good kit club to try, then definitely try the ScrapRoom. They're not a commitment club, so you can actually just order like one-off kits, or you can like sign up and get them on a regular basis, I think, as well. So there are options there. They do have the flavors of the month, which has all of those 4 kits. They also have the additional add-on embellishment kit. They also have one called a double shot kit, which is slightly bigger, but with more stuff in it. So I really, yeah, and they're different packs. So you can get the flavors of the month and the double shot, and you're not getting just duplicates of things. So I thought that was cool. Cheryl says that my shirt looks like it should be scrapbooking paper, right? I know, it's like so cute. And the little ruffle on the sleeve. Lindsay says, my mom just used up an old kit that she had in her stash from the scrap room. It had fancy pets in it. Oh my gosh. So it's been there for a while. I know. But like some of the stuff is so fun. So lots of congratulations to Daniela. I haven't seen her comment in here yet. So if she comments, that I know that she wins. So let me just write this on my list. I don't know for sure that I know which Daniela this is, but I think I know which Daniela this is. So hopefully we can get her hooked up. Scrapbook Live winner, March. And yeah, so I really love the kits. They're really consistent. They're really great. The shipping has been very reasonable. They come with your lovely coffee in them. So when you, or not, if you're not a coffee drinker, you don't have to get it. But when I open up my package and I can smell the coffee in there, seriously, I'm like, oh yeah, this is on. I'm just sad I didn't make it yet today, but I will enjoy that. So yeah, that is the thing. So I saw a really great question here, and it was from oh shoot, where'd it go? We got lots of congratulations. Oh, Jackie had asked, a while ago you mentioned gnomes. How often do you combine your scrap room flavors on the same layout? So I don't do it a lot during the live things because I kind of feel like I'm just gonna stick within this one and kind of play with design, play with creativity, and just kind of make a page that I feel I can bring together really simply. But when I do my own scrapbooking, everything is on the table, seriously. So I am fine with mixing and matching layouts and pattern papers and all of the above. I actually love bringing together a bunch of things that are not from the same kit, especially when you have like leftovers of things, right? When I have some leftovers, lots of times those get filed separately into my room differently. While this is a kit, I leave it together like a kit, but once there's not enough kit left over, then things can get filed separately. So say there was like one pattern paper that I just didn't use. For example, today I have enough of like these papers to combine this and make another layout for sure. And yes, I've used the pink cardstock. I used up all of that, but this, I actually make most of my layouts on a pattern paper. So sometimes it's hard to be like, when you have such lovely papers like this. Think of how summery and fun this is. Oh my gosh, I'm like just about dying right now. How beautiful that will be. But yeah, I do combine other things, and pulling gnomes from the other kit, it could definitely happen. I was actually hoping that today I would have a chance to move this. So I'm going to set this page aside for now because it needs like finishing touches and journaling. I can't do that on camera. That'd be super boring sitting there watching me journal. So instead, I will move that up there. And because I still have a bit of time, I'm gonna start playing on another page so that we can still hang out. I did see a question here from Nicole. Is there a place to see the Calvinball lists from past events? I think on the Calvinball page, so when you go to the scraphappy.org/Calvinball, if you scroll to the bottom, there's definitely the 2019 like review kind of I put there. I meant to put a 2021 there, didn't even think of it until I just saw that there wasn't one when the 2019 is there. But yeah, I could probably post the 2020 year in review. Let me write this down. 2020 Calvinball review. Because I think that would be a fun way for us to be able to go back and see and compare kind of what the rules look like. I don't have all of the stuff from previous years before I started hosting it, but this is the third year. The past 2 years we hosted it in Facebook. So actually you could probably go into the Facebook group, and in the file section, they're probably still sitting there. It'll be like the end rules from March 31st of last year would still be there, actually, because I'm sure I didn't take that down. Kathy was about to say that I have 0 gnomes in my stash, and then I realized I have a close to my heart stamp set with gnomes, right? Like they have just made their way into our stash and into our stuff. Whether we intended for that to happen or not. And Photoplay, I'm going to blame it on them. Like I'm going to totally blame gnomes on them. Like it might not be their fault, but that was the first place that I remember seeing gnomes. And that was with one of the Tulla and Norbert collection. And now they have Tulla and Norbert with spring, with fall, with Christmas, with St. Patrick's Day. And it's just been a super fun collection. So I'm going to show you something about their papers here right now, because I don't have like all of the papers, obviously, from this collection, but I'm just going to show you. If you looked at this collection and you're like, gnomes, I don't really do gnomes, Alice. When they're designing these papers for Photoplay, because I talked with Becky more, and she said, like, when we're designing this, we know that gnomes are not the thing for all people. So look at the back of this gnome page. It is a beautiful polka dot paper, right? Look at the back of this crazy St. Patrick's stuff, right? It is a beautiful striped paper. And this one actually has kind of simple on both sides. But even when they have like the cut apart sheets and everything that they offer, if there's like the crazy gnome stuff, the back sides have other papers. So both sides aren't contaminated with gnomes. Like if you're like not into the gnomes, where you're like, I really like that color palette, those kind of things would be appealing to you, then this, don't rule them out, right? Like don't rule them out and think that you can't work with those collections, because they have specifically designed them to work even for people that don't want gnomes. So just kind of a shout out, because you might be looking and be like, no, not, that's like so not my thing. And I challenge you, because it might be like, maybe you don't want the sticker page, right? Like maybe that's not what you need. but you know, the paper collection themselves are designed to work whether or not you're into the gnome life. So Vicky said, I was never into gnomes, so I don't believe I have any gnomes unless it's on a Cricut design space. But yeah, like here's a beautiful collection of papers that easily work together, and no gnomes until you look at the other side. And I think that's fine, right? It's fair to kind of have both, right? It's fair to have both. Okay, I am going to poke through and look and see what I can pull rather quickly for a photo that something lucky. And like I look at St. Patrick's Day stuff and I'm like, yeah, there's lots of leprechauns and rainbows and this shamrocks, 4-leaf clovers, beer. Like there's all this stuff in here. But is my story about St. Patrick's Day that I'm going to tell, like, yeah, like one thing that my family has done for years since the kids were little is I make a green dinner for St. Patrick's Day. So like I make rice but add green food coloring so the rice is green. My kids love it. They think that is the best thing ever. Like even now as adults they're like, oh, it's green dinner. Like they still look forward to a green dinner with green rice, because I was always like, what can I turn green? Like I've gone as far as making my chicken and putting like green food coloring on the chicken, it stays just on the outside. It doesn't soak into your chicken, but even when it cooks, it can look really pretty and green, but then you cut it and it's like regular chicken. So if Green Eggs and Ham wasn't your favorite book, then, you know, green chicken might be a little off-putting, but I think it's funny. We always do like salad and cut up green vegetables and do different little things like that. But I think that for me, telling the stories about luck and about how lucky we are in our life lead me to be able to pull some of these traditional St. Patrick's Day things onto my pages without necessarily making it a St. Patrick's page. So I'll go kind of more with the lucky part of the theme. And I've done a few pages over the years in that style using those kind of supplies. Like years ago, I won a pair of shoes when we went, I was down in Alabama, actually. Jonas was visiting his dad down there. And I won a pair of shoes. Like I had just walked into the store. They're like, "Oh, quick, put your name. We're gonna do the draw right away." We put our name in the draw. Literally, they must have just picked my name right off the top. I was probably the last person into the draw barrel. And they're like, "Is so-and-so in the store?" Like, good chances are yes when you pick their name off the top. But I won a free pair of shoes at Skechers. It was my first pair of Skechers shoes. Well, I was hooked. I love them still now. And for me, I made a page about my lucky shoes because I was lucky to have won. And so I think, and I've used like St. Patrick's Day kind of supplies. So just thinking kind of how some of these things kind of fit. Maybe it's not all about St. Patrick's Day and green beer. Maybe it is, but yeah. Yeah, we always did like green Kool-Aid and all the crazy green things, but kids loved it. Lindsay said, "I'm going to use the bagpipe gnome on one of my curling event pages from the last prior of the Scotties." That's perfect. Yeah, and I know like gnomes aren't for everybody. Jacqueline says, "I have 3 different gnome stamp sets. I think they're from 3 different manufacturers." Oh yeah, I've been like seeing them everywhere. Gnomes are definitely the thing. So they made it onto our Calvinball list. Like I said, I will keep them for sure through the end of this weekend. No guarantees after that. No guarantees after that. Yeah, I think it's fun to kind of dig into our supplies and use them in slightly non-traditional ways, but really it's about what works for you, right? When you're doing it. Like, so I have pictures of Emily at the airport, and that can feel sad, but I want to kind of say, like, I felt that we were so lucky to spend the time together with her. She was a joy. Like, if you guys think I laugh a lot, I laugh not at all compared to Emily. So we had a very good time together as she spent the summer with us. So I think I'd like to make a page that kind of commemorates the fun that we had and how lucky I felt by having her come and stay with us. So I'm going to put this up on here, and I'm going to show you kind of where I'm going to head with this page. It says I'm screen sharing. Oh, it did work. Okay. It did work. Yay. Okay. So she doesn't have green. There's not really green. I guess like maybe those are kind of green looking, but it's not really themed around green. And I do want to use some of like the lucky. I probably won't use all of these kind of things on this page, but I'll sneak a couple of them into there for sure. But I do have some nice papers here to work with, and I think that like doing some of this stuff rather than some of the super themey. Like if she was from Ireland, oh my gosh, game on, right? Like I would use it all. But you know, I think that if somebody from Wales saw all this stuff and it looks like super Irish and they're like, she's not from there. Do you not know this? There is a difference. I'd be like, I do. But it fits with the kind of theming of the story that I want to tell on this page. So I think that'll be good. Okay. Oh, I may as well chop that one off too. And I'm thinking maybe I'd like to do a little bit of mixed media on this because, you know, mixed media is fun. A little bit of mist or splatters or something. Do we have any mixed media on our list? Nouveau drops, I guess. I guess that's all. Is that the only thing? How has that happened? Where are my mixed media people? Not in the house giving me all the suggestions. Things that we are missing. Oh, stamping. Stamping is another good one. Oh, I love doing stamping. Can I show you guys something? I haven't shared them anywhere. Oh my gosh. I haven't shared them anywhere, but I did make a couple videos to go with some of these. I was playing with stamps one night, so I ended up making this background. Yeah, I stamped a heart with hearts with the colors. I got some new inks, right? I was playing with my new inks from Concord and Ninth. So I stamped a heart of hearts and I thought that was beautiful. And then I was playing still and then I stamped a page full of stars and I really liked this one. I was like, oh my gosh. So that was beautiful. And then I started playing with one of their Rainbow Builder stamp sets. And so I had stamped this as well. So the stars and the rainbows, I think I actually filmed little videos. I'm hoping to put them on my Instagram, but my husband was going to edit one of them for me. I don't think that's done yet. So I don't know. We'll see. But I'd like to get those shared. But stamping would be a good idea because I did not stamp on that last page. Now I'm looking at this with different eyes. Like, how can I do that? And you know, with like a heart stamp or something, you can make like a clover, right? Like that kind of is like a fun thing that you can do. So I'm like, where did I put those stamps? Oh, I got different ones. These ones are smaller. Did I set them? I just have them. Oh, this has some good words in it. It says, so glad I know you. Aw. Okay, well that's gonna work. Okay, this is a stamp set from Concord and Ninth that I'm pulling out here because I love their stuff so much. And I like this little section here as a background, but it's actually part of a flower. So this flower stamp set, it turns into the coolest kind of card. Oh, I did find it. So I didn't fully make it into the card, but it's like a forever stamp set. So it keeps going forever. So then you fill in like these other parts of the card and it keeps going and it keeps going. But if I decorated the rest of it, it would look much better. But I like the whole concept of it where you can turn it and you turn it and you turn it. They did some with circles and then they did their flower one, but super super easy to put together and a lot of fun. But just with the die sets. Yeah. I think I'm going to use some of the stamp set on this page to help me create a nice little background for some of this. Just a little bit of mixed media, right? These little spots or something. Do I want the big spots? I kind of want the big spots. Then I'm going to take a really light green. So my photos are going to sit here. I want to have like a little spray here and a little spray here. And then I'm going to tuck some of these colors underneath there, but it's kind of going to be like spread out from there. So that's kind of the goal. See you again. A little bit more. The thing about most of this stuff is that most of it's gonna, like a lot of it's gonna be covered. I just want a little like spray that's gonna kind of stick out from certain points. I think that's gonna look good. I might put like another little dash down here just to make sure I've covered all of this section here. Okay, that should be enough of that. Just to give me my base. Cool. Let's see. Oh, I've closed my chat. Sorry. Once I change my screens. The gorgeous rainbows. Oh yeah, the stars. Why haven't I thought of that? The stamp that I used is, I'm pretty sure it was a close to my heart one. I thought it was still sitting right here on my desk actually, but I can hold it up. But I think it was one of the Story by Stacy collection. Some of hers. I just got this one, but that wasn't it. Yeah, it was definitely a Story by Stacy stamp set from Close to My Heart that I used for the hearts and the stars, and then the rainbow was from Concord at Night. Those are two that I often go to, is Concord and Ninth and Close to My Heart for stamps. I just love their stuff. So okay. So this is their sprout color. I want to take their clover one and I'm going to make a couple little shamrocks in the background, I think, using the little heart that's in here. Shamrocks? Yeah, that's the tree. I think that's a little easier. Okay, so this is their clover. I'm just going to make a couple, and some of them might get covered up. I just want to test and make sure I can do a cute one. So stay. that'll look okay, right? If it was even smaller, that would almost be better. And then I'll grab something to add a little tail to these. Oh, what is the stamp set? Yeah, so that was the Close to My Heart. It was, yeah, I was trying the story by Stacy. I don't know where I've tucked it right now. And there we go. Just do a couple off the side. There. There, that'll be great. Need to add some little tails to those, but too hard. And then, yeah, and this will be done. Okay, let's see here. There we go. So this is a word stamp. It says, I think it's, I'm going to use the little I on the first word to add my little stems. They're not curvy, or they won't be that curvy, but I think that they'll work just fine to add my little stems in here and give me the little effect that I want. There, so that works. Now just my pattern paper to make my layers. Just look at these. Okay, I want it to be about here. Oh, yeah, I'll put this together. I'm just going to create a couple little layers for the pattern. I don't want to like mat anything. I think it feels too formal. I want to keep it light-hearted. So I'll have a couple layers, maybe a little piece that goes across the bottom here with some of these stripe. I definitely want to get some of this stripe on here. Oh, I know. I want to tear. Tearing gives me more points, so I will tear. I will tear a little piece that's going to stick out here along the bottom. And I need to cut a little bit off of that. My trimmer, like a lefty. Apparently that's like a lefty thing. I didn't realize that. And then I need a little piece of another color or pattern. I want the dark one. Do I want to bring a little bit of this in here? I think this pattern is really fun. So I think I'm going to bring a little piece of it in. That's what's on my menu for today. This is my page coming together slowly but surely. This has some rainbow on it. So if I get that rainbow on here, that will count too, right? Got the little bit of rainbow. I don't want this part to be all torn. Just wishing that, okay. Like, do I want it to be this way? Do I want it to be that way? Do I need to have a little more of it showing? If so, where do I want it to be? I think this one has to layer over that, but under this. Getting the layers right, right? And then when they're right, they're just like, oh, well, that what took me so long? Anybody that's watching me struggle right now is like, oh boy, Alice, come on. Okay, so I want this behind that. No, and I think it's just going to be over here. Cool. Now I just need to move it around so I get the right little pieces in it. I want that little pot of gold. The shamrock. Okay. Good. Okay. Well, I think I've got this finally figured out. It's going to go on there. In the end, it will be lovely and beautiful. And I'll be like, what took so long? That's inevitably what happens. Like, why did that take forever? Oh, I know. I want this to be longer. That's what I want, is it to look like it's longer. It doesn't actually have to be longer. I just want it to look like it's longer. Okay, let's put that there, line that up. I can make it the right length. This is going to be sticking above and below here. And that'll be so cute. Now I can choose what I want to have. How much of that? Great. Okay, so that's the base. And I'm going to pull this word lucky, and it's going to become kind of my title for this page. I'll pick a few of the little pieces. I might use this little row of shamrocks, we'll see. And that's going to be kind of how this page comes together, with a little bit of pattern paper, a little bit of background. I feel that like the stamping kind of makes the background feel a little less stark white, but added a little bit more to it. Okay, well, that is kind of where I feel like I'm at right now. And I'm going to stop this for right now. Dinner is ready, says Sonia. Daniela, did you ever comment in here? So Daniela, You still here? Daniela, you were our winner of the ScrapRoom kit today. Please make sure that you email me, support@scraphappy.org, so that you can claim your prize. I am so excited to be continuing this month of Calvinball. It is ongoing for the whole month of March. You don't have to be signed up already to be jumping in, so you can head over to scraphappy.org/Calvinball. If you had fun scrapbooking it with me today, then I would invite you to be sure that you get on the email list. You will have access to the links so you can participate in the live event, which is how you can win the prizes and participate in all of the fun stuff. So I'd like to encourage everyone to you can pop over to scraphappy.org/subscribe to get onto the email list for that. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is so much fun to scrapbook together and play with some fun scrappy products. If you are scrapbooking in Calvinball, don't forget, mark your calendar. The 27th of the month, we are going to be back for our Calvinball crop. Kind of a different format than this. It's kind of more like a lot more sharing, a lot more stuff, but it's all within the Calvinball group. And it's been the first one was so good. Everybody was like asking. I actually had a couple people say, "Can you do this every week?" And I'm like, that's like the best thing ever. If we're having enough fun that we want to do it every week, then that's the best. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll check things out at scraphappy.org. Actually, I think if you go there up in the free section, you'll see Calvinball listed in free. You'll see the place where you can sign up for the email list there as well. So everything is kind of right there. So check it out and join us. Thank you so much for being part of this. I love hosting our Scrap Happy family. It is a joy and delight for me. So thank you to all of my Scrap Happy family members that are here with me today. And we have some different events coming up next week. So there's lots of good things. All of the calendar for our members is actually in our member circle space. So you can check that out and see the calendar there. So Gail says, thanks, Alice. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will. This was a delight. Thank you for joining me. And we're going to do this again next month. So make sure that you're on the email list for that. I don't email that much. What did I send? Like two last month? 3? Like, with it's like, hey, we're doing this thing. So I definitely don't. I try to keep the stuff to what we really need. That's important to me. Okay, talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Hi, Alice. Thank you.
Bye. Oh, I love that part. Bye.
Bye.